everybody, this is Souls44 and welcome back to Galactic Chickens. If you notice that I'm able to wave now, emoticons was put into the mod pack and along with some really nifty looking Tinker stuff. If you can see this insane crazy looking sword I have here. The emoticons add some really cool stuff. It adds a flying animation, so you're kind of like Superman, you know, you can zoop around, whatever. And Tinker's added a bunch of stuff. We added all the materials, basically every material I could find. And we added it in to make it so that you can make armor, weapons, toys, whatever. No, not toys? Okay. Well, you can do some woes, you can do some saluting, you can wave, you can point, you can dance. There's all kinds of cool stuff with that. So anyway, today I wanted to go ahead and take a look at let's take a look at the deep mob learning. Oop, did I just flip it? Yep, I did. Deep mob learning. Yes, I did finally enclose this in some reactor glass. This is not the finished room. Obviously, there is something else I want to do, and that is I'm going to put a gap here of about 2 blocks or so, and I'm going to add a steam turbine in here. I want to get a steam turbine built. I know that a lot of people don't really understand the steam turbine or how it works, but I'm going to use lasers, and I'm going to use the fluid laser actually to transfer the steam from this reactor to the steam turbine. The steam production from this reactor is actually pretty not so hot. There's a lot of other mods that provide more steam than this one, but for the sake of just showing you how to build it or just building it, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, so I'm not much of an artist, as you can tell, but there will be some weird changes to this room. It stands out quite a bit, so it's good. Now, without going into anything else, let's go ahead and get into this deep mob learning. So deep mob learning, I don't know if I covered a lot of it or not, but I went ahead and made all the data models, and I went ahead and went around the world, and I killed a ton of mobs off camera, like a ton. In fact, I decided to go ahead and utilize Mr. Bob here. Bob, who is not completely sealed up, is now roomed for the remote wireless network here. By the way, I want to cover that too. So you're going to get, let's do this. I've been talking about it, but I don't know if I showed it to people. So you create a network transmitter, a network receiver, and then a network card. This is your basic setup for refined storage that allows you to be anywhere without having to have that crazy expensive wireless handheld device, although a creative wireless handheld device is pretty sweet. But what you do is this. Let me go ahead and show you. If I didn't show this in a previous video, I'm going to cover it real quick. So you're going to place down your receiver. See, there's your receiver. And that's going to be at the location where you want to go to. So let's go ahead and set up one in this location over here. As you can see, I have a travel linker over here. That is because over here I am going to be creating some interdimensional stuff. Eventually we're going to work our way into the city. And also I'm going to work my way over, I'm going to think maybe over here. Probably right about here. This is going to be a launch pad. I want to go to the moon, I want to go to outer space, and I want to explore. So that's probably going to be the next location at that point. Once you can fly, it's pretty much up to you. All right, so let's say for the sake of argument, we'll get it right here. So there's the receiver. You're going to use your network card. You're going to shift right click on the network card. That network card is going to get a location. And then you take your transmitter and you just simply, we're going to go to Bob and use Bob. I go to the closest one. You could always go far away. Actually, that's not closer, is it? The farther away it is, the more power it's going to draw. The closer it is, the less power, but we're just going to go ahead and take it, and it just has to touch any one of the cables, like this. Boom. Now, you put that network card in it, and now it knows it's 74 blocks away, and then now it's there. It's now able to be used as if it was part of the network. And you can do that anywhere. You can bury it in the ground, have the cable come out of the ground. Yeah, so it's not completely wireless, but as you can see now, it's lit up. And it's going to say there's no wireless crafting grid nearby because I don't have any wireless controller nearby, but I think right here I do. So let's go ahead and make a wireless. Now this has to touch a cable. The wireless transmitter cannot go on a solid block. It has to touch a cable, which is kind of it. Yeah. We'll go ahead and make more of those. Always need more of those. And then we're going to do a range. And I want 4 range cards. Now these range cards, they extend your range out. I think it's 48 blocks. I don't know. It's pretty far. It's not infinite though. So yeah, you're going to make a bunch of these, but they're not expensive. I don't even see why it's a problem. So just for while we're here, we'll place it on a cable. Now this antenna has a little GUI. Right now it's set for 16 blocks. You place one extender in, it goes to 24, 32, 40, 48. So get 48 blocks away. Now that I have that far, I can use my grid 48 blocks away from that block. So you can see how you could set that up anywhere. You could set that up at the end. You could set that up anywhere, any dimension, anywhere, period. As long as the base one, the brain of the whole matter, is chunk loaded, the rest of them will be loaded. I'll make that, let me say that again. As long as the chunk the piece of the map that the brain for the controller is in is loaded in the game and it's running as if it's still there, then anywhere you place these, you should be able to use them. Yeah, that should work. All right, let's get into this. Deep mob learning. All right, so I just draw a cable all the way up to the top here. I put an interface down, and you can see this importing my different types of matter. And those different types of matter come from these simulation chambers. So what I did was this. A simulation chamber, basically you take your tier model, whatever it is, basic will do just fine. You don't have to make it all the way up to superior, or I think, do I have any? No, I don't even have any that are self-aware. But you let it run till it gets to it, whatever, and you fill it full of polymer clay. Every time it runs a simulation, you'll see it failed or it succeeded. And boom, there it goes. Now see, that time it just produced some matter. That matter is going to be piped into here, and you can see the different types of matter. Now that matter can make you, so the earlier you get to this, the better off you are, and you won't have to breed chickens necessarily as much. So you have your different types of matter. You have overworldian matter, which you right click on, you can see the different things. You can make 6 different things with this. Okay. I mean, grass blocks are actually harder to make than you think, because you gotta have a silk touch. But this you don't. You can actually make hellish matter with overworld matter if you have netherrack, so you can actually skip that part if you need to. Prismarine shards, carrots. Your rotten flesh is what I am using it for, because it's something that I just can't just magically create rotten flesh. Bone, which I have a bone chicken, so I don't need to worry about it. But if you look at it, 1 bone meal and 1 overworlding matter gets you 22 bone. Now this is pretty OP when you look at it that way. You can use 4 of these and a rotten flesh to get your iron ingots. So basically what you can do is you can utilize your overworld matter to get the things from mob drops that you would normally get. That's the gist of it. Now you have your hellish matter, which can get you netherwort, gold, gas tears, and blaze rods. Blaze and soul sand. So you don't even have to crush down anything. And then of course extraterrestrial matter, which is next. Extraterrestrial matter, which comes from the end. Enderman dropped this. Enderman and a shulker, and I believe a dragon data model produced this type of matter. And so you can produce chorus fruit, and look at that. I lied, I mistakenly spoke. I don't even have to fight the wither ever. I never have to fight the wither, as long as I have wither skeleton skulls. And you can get wither skeleton skulls from their data model. So there you go. Extraterrestrial matter plus this equals nether star. I don't ever have to worry about fighting the wither. You have your emerald, slime, snow equals ender pearl, so you can get end stone. Not a whole lot, but I mean, nether star. Dude, a nether star is on demand now. Alright. Twilight matter, because we have the Twilight Forest enabled, it's inside the pack. It gives you raw venison, torch berries, and raven feathers. That's it. It's not really all that useful. This is actually, if you right click on it and cook it up, it's not too bad of a food. It's not too bad of a food. I might use it for Britannia's food. I don't know. So what you really want to get though are these pristine matters. That's why it keeps on saying failed. And it isn't really failing. See where it says failed? See, it failed, but it produces a piece of matter. It's just not pristine. That means it has to use other parts to make stuff with it. But if you want to get the pristine, so let's look at zombie, for instance. You right click on zombie, and using a loot fabricator, you can get any one of these things for each piece of pristine. So you get 32 potatoes, 64 rotten flesh, 16 iron ingots, 32 carrots. That's a lot of produce out of one single each one, right? One of those is 16 ingots. That's pretty good. So yeah, you don't have to go through the chicken route. I know that chickens are highly touted in this mod pack, and they're really awesome, and I highly recommend doing them. But if you don't want to, you can go to the loot fabricator. You're just going to need to power it. These do use quite a bit of power. I can't tell you how much they use off the top of my head, but I know it's quite a bit. They hold 2 million RF in each one, but they use quite a bit. Each one of these loot fabricators is a single data model piece. This is, you can't see it. It is a wither skeleton head. So here's how this works. For crafting wise, you can only make one craft per loot fabricator. So if you want to get a whole bunch of stuff from a zombie's pristine matter, you got to set it for each one. So let's say I'll go pristine. Let's see what I got here. I have quite a bit of wither skeleton and ghast, shulker. Let's check the shulker out. Do I have a shulker one set up? Let's check. I do. All right, I use the shulker to produce fish. So I push this in here. No, wrong. I'm an idiot. Shulker to produce shulker. I did. There we go. So you can choose, but you can't do both. So every time a piece of shulker pristine matter is put into this loot fabricator, it's going to produce me shulker shells. Let's check this out here. I screwed up that one. These are Guardian, and holy smoke, Guardians are hard to find. All right, so I use Guardian here, and I can choose. I can use pristine. I can't do all three, put it that way. And so for auto crafting wise, there you go. So every time this is pushed in, the pristine Guardian matter is pushed into this loot fabricator, it's going to pull out the raw fish. That's going to be pumped in, piped over into this interface. The interface is connected all the way down to there, and all the interface is an importer exporter for your system, meaning that you can put things into the grid or pull things out of the grid, depending on how you want to use this. Here is a very large amount of polymer clay. That polymer clay is constantly being fed into the top of these simulation chambers, and there are a lot of them because there are a lot of models. Now these two models here I think are not done. Yeah. So these two are still empty. They're waiting for their data model. Now their data model is probably going to be a witch and a dragon. I'm not too worried about the thermal data model, but we'll see if I really want to push that or not. I want the dragon eggs, the dragon pristine matter, so that way I can make dragon eggs and dragon hearts on command. And there you go. See some overworld. This one's a Enderman data model. And where's the other one? There is the shulker. So in order to get these to activate, you have to go through and you have to murder a ton of mobs. But to be honest with you, it's actually only 6 to 8 for each one, which isn't that bad. I think it's 6 is the minimum. And as they produce more, you'll notice it says iterations 434, pristine chance of 24%. So at superior level, oop, there I got one. So at superior level, I have 24% chance of getting that pristine matter that I want. And then I have that running in just constantly. Now I could turn all of this off. It's really simple. I can just simply turn off the exporter. This exporter is running polymer clay, and that's what this is, into this chest. The chest is feeding the entire system. Now these are sighted. Let me point that out real quick that I am not happy about that because that makes it uglier in my opinion. Input can only be done on the top. I can only input on the top. Output's on the bottom. It's harder to hide this stuff, but I mean it works. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could put some facades around this, paint some stuff around it. I'm not hiding it. I'm hiding it inside Bob. Bob is all the all-powerful Bob. But so here you can look and see that I have rotten flesh chosen for here. And that's one of the few things that I didn't have a lot of. So now I can make rotten flesh. If I tell it to craft 128 rotten flesh, you'll look inside. And please don't make me look like a fool. Really? Oh, I know why. I didn't chunk load the grid. I actually, I unchunk loaded my area. See, there you go. It says machine doesn't accept item, which is malarkey. I tested all this earlier. It's probably because it's full. What are you doing? Oh yeah. Once again. Please tell me it's not sided again. Did I do that wrong? Holy smoke. To test that out, it's real simple. I'm gonna be really mad at myself if I have to redo this whole thing. Plus it's embarrassing. I did this all. Why did it do that? You should always just carry your hammer with you. I swear that's the thing. It's called a crescent hammer, but it's actually just a wrench. So I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna take this pattern out, and I'm gonna link it here. I bet you money that's the issue. Sidedness. Now I'm gonna tell it I want rotten flesh. And there you go. So it is sided. It isn't a sided issue. So I'm gonna have to. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go through and do this whole thing over. What a pain in the rear. But you get the idea. I was hoping it worked. I could have swore I tested all these out and they worked before. Well, that's what I get for giving it an easy day. Let's see. Let's go skulls. Wither skeleton skulls. Yep, it's going to be the same issue. Wow. What a fun day I'm going to have. So let's just move. Oh, whoops. Put the pattern inside the loot fabricator. There we go. And then you have to do a new request because the old request was for the other location of the other crafter. So skull 64, start, and go. And there you go. So it's going to input. Now you can get coal or these from this pristine matter. And that's it. There you go. So I hope that's not too difficult of a thing to comprehend. I try to make it easy. But I'm going to have to go through and move everything now. So yeah. I may cut away at this point and come back and have everything fixed. How embarrassing is that, huh? Here I am thinking this is going to be the thing. So let's go ahead and start breaking this and fixing it, since it's going to be such a booger. Notice there's no cables after this one for refined storage. That's because each one of the crafters, they just have to touch themselves. And that means I'm going to have to redo all of this, which shouldn't take me too long. And I mean, I have to do it. I have to do it. I'll just have to figure out the patterns. All right, so what does that mean for me? Well, I could back this up to the wall. I only pushed them away from the wall so they would have room, not thinking that they would need to have this thing. But you know what? Do I do the hard thing or do I do the easy thing? I do the easy thing. That's what I do. I'm just gonna do the easy thing. It's frustrating enough as it is with what I just saw that I can't connect it like that, but it is what it is, you know. So there you go, easy thing. And then we'll just wrench these facing down like this. All right, now the trick is going to be to figure out which one of these is what. Oh, there we go. So slime goes here, rotten flesh here, blaze rods If you hold shift, you can see what it is. And I believe that one was Wither Skeleton Skulls. Yep. Now you can switch these over to other, you can switch them around. You don't have to keep it at that one all the time, but for the sake of, you know what, that one just had to fall the wrong way, didn't it? Oops. One right click with the wrench generally gets me where I need to go. This time it took a few more. Boop, boop. Just make sure they're facing the right direction. And apparently make sure they're on the correct side. Good grief. They call it derping. I just call it standard. For me, it seems to be a standard thing. All right, there. Don't you dare tell me you're not connected. Oh, you're not connected there. Can I reach? I can't reach. Come on. Give me. I was one block away. I couldn't reach. There. Now everything should be connected. Because this is connected to this. Is connected to this. Is connected to that. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. This one is not connected. There. Now everything is on. Now let's get these patterns put back. There was nothing in these two because I haven't finished them up. Look at that. We're going to be able to reproduce the dragon. I'm going to do that next episode, I think. Fair is fair. I said I was going to make it so that you could work with pretty much everything, really. When you think about it, I can get almost every single thing in the entire mod pack just from this. And I chose the creeper heads from the creeper drops over the gunpowder because I have gunpowder chicken. And you can't just get creeper heads without killing them. So I think it was a better choice. Let me know in comments below. Galactic chickens, it's available on the Twitch launcher if I didn't cover that already. The server is free and open to play. We're having a ton of fun playing on the server, especially having little dance parties using soap and soap and bubbles and weird funny things to do things. You know what this is going to do though? If I need to, I can make a whole nother row. Yeah. So I'm just going to say that if I need to do that, I can do that. So I can put it on a whole nother row behind here, all the way across, and be fine. Same thing goes for here. And I use one interface for this whole thing for these, and one interface for all of these. And this one right here clogs up. Let me show you how to fix that. There are upgrades for speed upgrades. These right here. Once you produce 4 of those inside of your whatever crafting grid or whatever, then you can create a stack upgrade. And I have already pre-made a bunch of stack upgrades because why not? I'm rich. And the stack upgrade means that it's going to import a stack at a time. So if I put that there, you're probably not going to see it be slow anymore. Everything that appears in here. And then you can also put 3 more speed upgrades in here as well. There you go. There's also a filter, I think, for these. Filter. I haven't tried using the filter. But I believe there's also a filter. Yep, a whitelist filter. I've never really used it. I think it's so that you can extend the capabilities of the interfaces and the imports and exports buses. These buses like this. Because right now you can only do what, 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can only do 9 exports. So you can only export 9 different things into a chest or whatever. But if you need to do more, you could actually use one of those filters, I think. That's how it works. Yeah, so there you go. That's the deep mob learning. On demand, pretty much any mob loot drop that you can think of. And it all lives inside a Bob. So I don't have to travel around and kill any more creatures. Except for we're going to kill the dragon today, right now. Let's do it. You know what? Let's just go kill the dragon. I got 6 minutes. Let's see if I can do this. Oh. Alright, so the question is, what armor do I want to wear? And this one's got 13. That one doesn't even show. That one's got 10, but it repairs itself. Let's go ahead and go with this armor here. Now I'm going to make another set of armor. Way stronger armor. You're going to love this new armor I've decided to make. The materials that you can use now are just incredible. This is just going to be display armor. A lot of this is going to be display armor, but then again, I've used it so much now that I'm just kind of used to it. It makes me look really bad. Like the character's glitchy, the model's glitchy, so that's kind of a thing. What do I got to eat? I want to bring some food. I have the, oh, what about the biscuits? Yeah, let's just make a stack of biscuits. Let's see, biscuits coming. Right now I can feel my Britannia just hating me. Alright, that's good enough. We don't need to wait. We'll just go ahead and eat one. Yum. There we go. That should have filled us up. And let's get the more. That's enough. Okay, so before I leave, let's go ahead and get the end crystals. I'm going to bring with me a sword. Anyway, nah, I've got my, what am I thinking about? I've got my super cleaver, which beheading 5 on it, luck 3, interference, mana eater, energy eater, and apocalypse. So it's a pretty strong deal. Let's make 11 of those. Now that's going to use up, I think it's pristine. Yep, pristine Ender matter. It takes 4 of these to summon the dragon, and I'm only going to summon him once for right now on camera, so that way we can get this done. Let's tell my teleporter to take me to the end portal. I'll dial it once. The light comes on. It says it's ready. And let me double check to make sure I've got everything. I've got my storage tablet, which works cross-dimensionally. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's get some bottles. I can now pretty much guarantee I'm going to be able to get Dragon's Breath on demand, but I want to be able to, I really want to be able to do that. I think that's it. Let's go. Now, I don't normally take everything with me when I come here, but why not? Alright. I spent a little time killing Endermen. That's what this little thing is for. If you make it where there's about 2-3 blocks away, depending on the reach, and you just stand here and stare at Endermen, they can't reach you. So you can just sit there and whack them. Alright, so let me explain how this works. You can automate this process. It is totally doable. Am I going to? No. Because I'm gonna do this 6 times. I'll have my data model. Oh, you want to get in the way. Alright. So, let me explain this. These end crystals are those things that you saw that were powering the dragon at the end. You are going to look at my derpy model. It's all blah. You're going to shift right click them onto the base. Now you want to do it on 4 corners, or the 4 chordal planes. Okay, so north, south, east, and west. Okay, now this might be where the dragon egg goes. I don't know. I'm not going to automate the dragon because if you look here, I have my dragon model right there. And you can't see it. There you go. 6 to go. So if I kill 6 dragons, it'll become a basic model. And from there, I'll just run it into Loop Fabricator. So there you go. And this is going to respawn all your crystals. I have a Draconium laser gun to cheat it, kind of. Going to respawn all the different deals. You have to wait till they're all gone. You can sit here and wait. The dragon's going to spawn right a little bit above this point. There he goes. He's not happy. Yeah. I'm going to cheese it. This is why I knew I had enough time. Using the laser is super cheating. It's even better than the shuriken. Gotta have the laser. And this is not even that strong of a laser. It's hard to kill the dragon with the laser though. For whatever reason. He seems to... The firing speed of the laser is slow. Yeah. Don't want to get too close like I was doing in the previous episode. Oof, he is mad. Alright, come get some. As you can see, it's hard to get it to shoot, but it does a lot of damage. Long range, super cheaty, really mad at me. Nowhere close to me even killing me. Now, I don't know if you can use the cleaver to behead the dragon and get a dragon head. That would be incredible. Glitchy. Modded Minecraft. Real slow, but pretty much a guaranteed kill. I need a faster laser. That's what I need. He's zipping. Arrgh. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything. You can't kill me. You can't. You just can't. Alright, let's see if I can kill him. Wow, the cleaver is not my weapon of choice for pretty much anything, really. I should have a magnet by now, but I don't. Alright, so you got the idea. And then if you look at your data model, you'll see it says 5 to go. Okay, I want to point out one other thing, and I sort of, oh, the dragon egg dropped here? Okay. What a weird spot for it to move, but I can fix that. I want to point out one thing real quick about this. I could probably use the shuriken on the dragon to make the model count go faster. I don't know. I'm not going to try and cheat it. If you want to try it and check it out and see if it works, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out myself. Super easy way to do this. Just do this. Got my dragon heart, which is cool. One about my dragon egg. Boop. Now I have my dragon egg. And then I repeat the process. Alright, so I know this episode went a little bit long, but not too bad. Any questions on that? Let's go ahead and take off my armor since it makes me look kind of funky. And then I'm going to say goodbye by dancing out. You know, let me go find a spot to land here. Let's see here. Where is it? Let's go right here. You have to be on the ground in order for you to do your emoticons. But that doesn't mean you can't just have a little podium. Anyway, this is Soulless44. Thanks for stopping by. We can do our little laughs. We can do our salutes. We can waves. Woes. We can do randoms. Oh yeah. See what I mean? Anyway, thanks for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye-bye now.